Today I'm here in Hello Kitty Cafe to give you guys my best tips and tricks to building in Hello Kitty Cafe. It took me a while to get better at building, but now I have some tips and tricks that I always use whenever I build to make my cafe look cuter. But my favorite thing is to build in Hello Kitty Cafe because it is just so much fun. So this is how you can improve your build and really make them look really cute. The very first thing that I always like to do is draw out a plan. Usually I'll just draw out a simple plan, like where I want to put tables or the layout of my walls and everything. I think going in with a plan does really help. Even if you're not drawing out a whole layout, going in with a plan in mind will help make the build turn out a little bit better. So take a little extra time before you start building to try and decide what you want to do. If you are lost in the first place and you're not really sure where to even start, something that you may want to do before you get started is to look up some inspiration. Looking at other cafe tours and just looking at what other people have done gives you some inspiration, or at least inspires you a little bit to build something for your floor. So I do recommend looking at other people's floors on YouTube or in Hello Kitty Cafe. If you need any inspiration, I have lots and lots of cafe tours and lots of cafe tours that I've done in my subscribers' cafes. So I'll have some of my cafe tours linked down below, and you can use those videos for some inspiration. But there's lots and lots of inspiration out there. Looking around can give you some ideas or can just help you get into the spirit of building, I feel like. Definitely go and look for inspiration, but try to make it your own. You can obviously just build what other people build, but you can always make their builds look completely different. You can use the layout of their build, but change the decorations or flooring, or just take pieces of builds that you like. But getting some inspiration can be very, very helpful if you're not even sure where to start. Another good place to start is to try and pick out a theme. I feel like if you have a theme to your floor, it looks a little more consistent. It could be a very broad theme like rainbow, so you can use so many items, so many different characters. But having an idea of something that you want to base your floor around does make your floor look a little more consistent. Definitely have fun with it and try to get unique with your themes. The second thing that I recommend is using lots of floors and using lots of walls. I really like the look of having all different types of floors in my cafe. Most of my builds consist of that, but also having a different layout really does make each floor that I build look different and really elevates how my floors look as well. Sometimes I don't even use walls. Sometimes I'll just use some pillars to keep it simple, a nice open plan. Sometimes I won't use them at all. Instead, I will use partitions. But I still try to keep it a little more structured and try to give my floor a little more shape using some decorations. But adding just a little bit of walls to your floors or adding a bunch of rooms to your floors does make it look a little more interesting. And the more floors you add, I feel like the floor looks more unique. I love having different types of floors in each of my builds. I think it is so much fun. When you are building your floor, try to look for those empty spaces. Try to fill them in with any little items or tables or chairs. I would definitely try and add in as many decorations as you can. Definitely try to make the space feel more filled up. You don't have to go too crazy with it if it's not your style, but definitely try to fill up any empty spaces. It just looks wrong when there's a big empty space in the room, so I try to fill it up and make it look all nice. But definitely look around in your cafe for those little empty spaces that you can add any extra decorations to make it look extra cute. Even with all these tips, it does take time though, and it does take time to also find your style. So over time, I definitely improved with my building, and over time they end up adding a lot more furniture, and over time you also end up collecting a lot more furniture. So It does take time to kind of build up your inventory and get some cuter items, but it also does take a lot of time to try and find your style and get better at building. As long as you're building though, you should get better and you should definitely be able to find your style. It is so much fun though, and it's definitely something that I love to do in my Hello Kitty cafe. But that is all the tips I have for you guys. I hope you find some of these tips helpful. Hopefully with these simple tips they'll add so much more personality to your cafe, but at the end of the day, just have fun with it. Building is meant to have fun. If you guys have any tips for building, you can always leave them down below in the comments. I love to know what you guys do to make your cafes look better. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye!